What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. What's happening, brother?
Very little, mate. Very little. Another week, we're back. I see you repping the Ferrari top.
Mate,
You might not get the
miracles
opportunity to wear
happen.
that many times this
It's a
season, so you
miracle.
might as well represent it.
Miracles happen. Miracles happen, mate. It was a Stephen Bradbury. Whoever wins this year outside of Max Verstappen is a Stephen Bradbury. Because you genuinely need what happened to Max Verstappen on Sunday here have to happen every race if you any chance to win in 2024.
Yeah.
It's a bloody pisser. Anyway, we'll get to that a bit later on in the show, and we'll have a laugh about it. Hey, Jules, how are you? He's got the Sui going. Global represent. Frankie on IG. Let's go. Welcome. Mate, it's all happening, Sauce. Let's get straight into it, mate. 10 games left in the NBA. Like we said last week, when it gets close, when it gets to the playoffs, we'll get back into it. But we just got to go to where it's at the moment, mate. The home of football is in Sydney. As simple as that. It's turned into an interstate sport, mate. That's how good these two teams are playing. And I'll tell you what, they're looking all right, the Swans and the Giants. But before we do get to that, footy started on Thursday night. And I'll tell you what, if you're a Pie supporter, you probably want to turn off the show right about now. Right about now. I was actually speechless. Well, not really. I don't think they're that good. And we've said on this show we don't think they're that good. But yeah, wasn't great.
Don't know what's happened. Their skills are gone. They're missing targets. Their slick ball movement from the back half, absolutely terrible. Yeah.
Jules reckons his team's going to go 0-5.
They got Brisbane up at the Gabba this week, so
yeah, it's the toilet bowl over there, mate. Two teams haven't got a win.
I know, horrendous.
I laugh if it's a draw. It'd be elite. If it was a draw.
That would be pretty funny.
It would be hilarious.
I don't know what to say. You know, there are some guys there that look, they are looking a little bit slow, and I don't want to pick guys out, but there's a few occasions where we're seeing some of the old faithful, the old guard there, side bottom and Pendles. They just looked, a little bit touch and go, a little bit slow on occasions. But you can't excuse some of that for what has been some poor skills and terrible kicking.
Benny says they're below Richmond. They're below Richmond, which is saying something. Yes, it is saying something. Considering, I don't know if you saw Richmond's ends for the weekend, Sauce. They lost 4 players. Hopper was laid out, injured, with Prestia, Banks, Gibcus. I'm not sure if they had another one in there, mate. They had like second gamers, first gamers come into the side. They're struggling. Like, we already said they weren't going to be that good anyway. So
bottom 4 lock.
Yeah.
Looks like the Pies are bottom 4 lock at this rate.
Global says take Dacos out of the game and they're done. At the moment, yes. They can't move the ball, to be honest. I don't even think they tagged him. Someone said they didn't tag him. I thought they put Zach Jones on him. But apparently he wasn't tagged. But they're struggling.
Can we take a minute to acknowledge obviously a great goal by Jack Higgins, but clearly out of bounds. Doma, clear as day. How does that not get picked up on the score review?
This is an interesting one. Realistically, it probably has to go straight to the review because it was a goal. Anything that goes through the sticks is a goal, mate. They review boundary throw-ins, don't they?
Yes, when it hits the ball, whether it hits the point post or not.
Yeah, so you could actually go back and review that. And don't they review every goal? that's kicked.
They're supposed to. So
I reckon it was in. If that's the case, mate, he was kicking it from outside in the parking lot, but apparently it was in play.
it was clear as day. It was out. It was just as obvious as the Jeremy Cameron one from last year.
I was going to say he was having a beer in the front row with Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah, it was absolutely horrendous. I don't understand. You know, they want to have this score review system. You either got to perfect it, or you can't have this in between. Like,
I reckon it's perfect.
There's too much discrepancy between, you know, what's there to offer of the review.
Out of 300 score reviews they've already done, they couldn't do that one.
Yeah.
New technology inside the ball is coming next year, mate. You can put it on the ball, on their head, on their ass. It doesn't matter where you put the technology, mate. If it's not 4K, we're living in the age of modern technology. If you haven't got 4K, not actually 4K is out of date. If you haven't got 8K cameras there, looking if the ball is going over the line, then you might as well pack it up. Straight out. You can afford to have Snicko on there, on the goalpost. Like it's a great summer of cricket. But you can't get your bloody cameras correct. It's ridiculous. It's shocking, to be honest. The other thing that it was noticeable, I don't know if you saw the free kick discrepancy in this game.
It's pretty crazy.
They didn't give Collingwood a free kick for once. It was the greatest thing of all time.
They were losing it, the Pies fans. They did get a lot of free kicks against them, and I will give it. Will say, Pies fans, you did cop a couple of calls there in the second half where probably there could have been some holding the balls that were given the other way that weren't given to the Pies. But at the end of the day, you got outplayed by St Kilda. Can't say anything about that. Well, they're 2-0. The Saints, they won their first two games. They're 1-1, but
1-1.
1-1. Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
It was Spud's game also, Source.
Yeah, Spud's game. So they're up and about.
Giving awareness out to mental health. So good cause there. Saints get the job done by 15 over the reigning premiers. Friday night game, the Cats go over to Adelaide and beat the Crows by 19. Great performance. I'm going to tell you a story, Source. You're going to piss yourself laughing. So, no Fs. You know who no Fs is.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. All right. I was watching the game with no Fs. And the Tomahawk was stinking it up. This guy, I shit you not, he's probably going to listen to this too. So I hope he is listening right now. This guy, halfway through the first quarter, when he was fumbling the ball over the line, he goes, sub him out. We got to retire him. That's what he said. It's come out of one of the game. Every time he got a touch and he kicked the goal, I was laying into him. I'm like, mate, I said, don't get on his bandwagon now. You're the guy that said give him the best in the first 10 minutes, mate. What are you on about? Come on. You spell.
Talk about riding the highs and lows, mate. You got to stick by your players a bit more than that.
It was very funny. Anyway, he was loving the Tomahawk by the end of it. I'll tell you that much. He kept saying, kick it to the Tomahawk. He was getting him off, and then he wanted the ball to go to him. So they get the job done. Great win there by the Cats. Obviously, Mitch Duncan are laid out there. Atkins are laid out in that game. No Guthrie still at the Cattery. So, mate, they got some big ins still to come back into that football squad. So they're only going to get better. The Cats. Next up, I know I've been laughing at the misery of some teams, but I'll tell you what, lucky I wasn't at this game at 1:45 on Saturday afternoon at Marvel Stadium to watch North Melbourne up by 33 points to end up losing by 26. A 59-point turnaround, Source, against the Dockers. 7-1 in the third quarter. Pretty much does ya. Lucky I wasn't at this game. I think it's safe to say that I think I said we'd finish bottom 4, and yeah, we just run out of legs. We can't run out games, mate, at the moment. So bottom 4 is realistic for us. Jules says Luke Jackson is the GOAT. Oh, fuck. Everyone's on Fremantle so much, man. Like, they're beating North Melbourne, Source. I shouldn't say that because we should have won that game.
You should have won the game, Dom.
Should have won the game.
33 points
They beat Brisbane. They're not even good.
But they come home strong. That's one
They do.
thing you can say about Fremantle is they fight right to the end, and it looks as though are they a little bit reinvigorated from their down season last season. Even though they did win 10 games or something, but can they go one better, win the 12-13, get into the finals? Well, they've had a good start. They're 2-0. So they couldn't start in any better fashion than me saying they're going to finish bottom 4. I think I've probably underestimated. Let's just say that's probably down the drain. I don't think they're finishing bottom 4. I actually think they have a chance with the home field advantage, especially the way they're over there, and they can pinch a few away from home. They're a good chance to play finals. I actually think they could possibly play finals.
Potentially. Next up, the Hawks got belted by Melbourne by 55 points. Is what it is. I'm not even going to deep dive into that game. Oh, actually, the only thing we'll say is Lever and May got injured in this game for the Demons. The Saturday night game was the Swans versus the Bombers at the SCG. Fast-firing start by the Bombers source. It looked pretty good. You congested the ball a lot. That's what gave you the look, and then Sydney was able to open the game up after. And goal fest.
We lack transition defense. The ball moves from our attack to attack, our attack to defense. Sydney's attack, in essence, far too quickly. Sydney too much class. And look,
Peter Reich off 4 weeks.
Put up a good fight for the guys that we had out, but not good enough. 4 weeks. Well, it's always going to happen, Dom. You knock the player out. That's the way the game is these days. But I will say this, you need to watch it in full speed. It looks worse because they slow it down. He turns the body, but it was simultaneously. And if he reached out and didn't turn the body, looks to punch the ball instead, or literally goes like that, like he's about to mark his chest mark like that, and then hits him, he probably doesn't even get any weeks, or maybe he gets a week. I don't think it'll be a free
kick. You were saying to me
he didn't even get a free kick against. That's exactly right. The umpire called it play on. Yes, you heard that correct.
So fair play then.
Baffling. Just baffling. But 4 weeks without Peter Wright, who had a good start to the season, Domo. He played well on the night as well. I think he kicked 3. He was clunking them.
Well, it opens up the door for the top pick for the Bombers, Nate Caddy, to potentially debut this week against the Saints. So we'll see what happens there. Next up, the Doggies get the job done against the Suns, beat them by 48, towed them up in Ballarat. Your mate, the Bonts, always put on a clinic. Him and Tim English. No wits in this one for Gold Coast in the Rock. That's a big, big out for them. So English and Sam Darcy came in, Luke Darcy's son, and they absolutely destroyed them. Just destroyed them. Then we had the Tigers. They got the jump on Port a bit early. Were competitive, end up losing by 30, which is understandable. And then the Eagles get done by 65 at home against the Giants. And the only thing that came out of this is Harley Reid is actually a Jet. So
he looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, he looks so bloody good.
Would have looked good in a North Melbourne jumper, eh?
No, that's all right. McKercher dominates. He's actually a gun. We've actually done pretty well again for a team that should have Nick Dacos in there, Harley Reid, and who was the other player that we should have? Nick Dacos. Oh, and Jason Horn-Francis, obviously. Very, very funny that like all those guys, and like we got Sheasel out of it, who's a Jet. Wardlaw we got, Jet. McKercher's good. Zane Dersman's a gun. We actually got lucky, like the way we drafted. The only problem with North Melbourne, got no back line. So you got to stop goals to win games, and you got to kick goals. So we can kick goals, but we can't stop them. So you're not winning. Let's get to the games this week before we get to the ladder. Of course, the big one. Thursday night, so it's the blockbuster. The 12th on the ladder, Brisbane Lions, take on the 15th on the ladder, Collingwood Magpies. I never thought I'd be saying that at this point in the season. 12th versus 15th at the Gabba. Who have you got?
12th versus 15th. I'm gonna go. Have to go with Brisbane up at the Gabba. So
I'm going Brisbane as
I
well.
don't think they
Surely.
lose back-to-back games up at the Gabba.
They're coming off the bye as well. Do we read into that in anything this early on in the season? Does a team that's actually had games under their belt with a bit of momentum? I don't know. I'm actually going to change my tip. I'm going to go Collingwood.
All right.
Good Friday matches. North Melbourne versus Carlton.
Carlton.
I'm going North. Yeah, that's all right. You can give me that look. you know, Charlie Curnow is going to kick 6. You know how undersized. You know how undersized our backline is. They're like as tall as me.
He's going to kick 8. Might kick 10. Didn't he kick 10 last year against his? West Coast?
We almost beat Carlton in the Good Friday. We lost by 6 points or 5 points last year, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully you've been able to get some leads. So let's see. Hopefully you can.
I'm tipping that. I'm tipping him for your mate that we know so dearly. All right, he needs to bounce back. All right, he had a hard week. He had a hard week. All right, so if you watch this show, you know who you are. I love you dearly. And I'll always just say to you, Curtis Taylor is still shit. As much as you love him, he's still not good, mate.
Does he still get a game?
I don't even know if he plays anymore, mate. Anyway, Suv will get 9, says Matty Cam. Mate, if the Suvalaki kicks 9, we're on. There's no one out like Wiedering will come back this week, so he won't even get a touch. Harry, a decent shout out for a super coach pick this week. I've pulled a bit of rank this week. You'll see what I've done with the super coach. I got pissed off, all right, with the community team because it's ranked 102,000th, which is shit. All right, I'm not happy. Next one up, Fremantle versus Adelaide on the Friday game in Perth. Yeah, I'll go Freo. Also, Bombers Saints Marvel Saturday 4:20. This is actually a hard game. This is a hard tip.
I'm going to pick the Dons.
All right. He's going Luke of the Dons, and I'm going the Dons. Stringer will step up. He'll play a great game. Port Adelaide versus Melbourne. Saturday night.
Big game. Big game.
In Adelaide.
Yeah, I know. So I think the consensus would be Port.
I'm also going Port. Dogs versus Eagles. Marvel. That's pretty sure.
Dogs.
Yep. Dogs for me too. Richmond, Sydney at the G.
Sydney.
Ooh. I'm going Sydney too. And then we've got the Hawks, the Easter Monday clash. Hawks versus Cats at the G.
Cats.
I'm going the Cats too. The buys this week to the Suns and the Giants. All right, Sauce. So your boy Noah Anderson is not playing this week for Super Coach. All right,
that's not good.
No, it only takes the top 18 players anyway during the bye rounds. So it's okay. 18 of your 22. Here's the ladder as it stands. The 2 Sydney teams on top. GWS and Sydney. Port, Melbourne, Freo, Geelong, Carlton, Gold Coast. Rounds out the top 8. Bottom 8, Saints, Dogs, Bombers, Lions, Crows, Tigers, Pies, Kangas, Hawks, and the Eagles. This bye is killing everyone's teams, says Jules. Talking about teams. Bang. Here we go.
How's it looking, Dom?
Oh, fucking shit, if you ask me. I pulled rank this week, ladies and gents, all right? I pulled rank. It pissed me off. Hayden Young is a spud because I got rid of him out of my team as well. Pissed me off. So I made the change before he goes up in price. I traded out Hayden Young. I put Dacos back in the back line, and I put in Caleb Sarong. So now the team, the midfield, has 3 guys averaging over 130. Butters, 175. Everyone would have been happy with that. Mate, we've got a lot of guys that are averaging 100. It's just we've been shit. And then I got rid of Gibcus to put in Marty Hall. So if you have any other suggestions, if you want me to change something or you want me to use a boost, we've got 110k in the bank. Our forward line is very, very, very thin still. Our only forward is Jesse Hogan at the moment. The rest are all rookies.
Jeez, we're struggling.
Mate, 6 players out for everyone. Nah, mate, come on. Anderson and Hogan for us in the community team with the bye. I don't count the rookies. Anyway, if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you think I should reverse the trades, go down a different path, put someone else in, you tell me. You tell me if I pulled rank and you think I'm a lemon for doing it. Try get Luke Jackson. I don't know how we're going to do that. Well, I can get him. We're going to trade out Hogan already. I don't... Hogan for Jackson. All right. I'll do it. Oh. We're doing it right here live. Here we go. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm trading out a premium.
Why? How much is Jackson?
Well, it's their team, mate. I'm just here to click buttons. 547.
Do you save any money?
Yeah, we still got some money. We're not saving money. We're spending money. You got to spend money to make money, Sauce, as they say. I think that's the approach.
You need your rook to play well.
Yeah, they're playing all right. There we go. Bang, done. He'll come on the field. Mate, you should see my team, mate. I got Heaney in there. All right, done.
Yeah, so Heaney's dominating in the midfield this season.
He definitely is. Who's averaging the least? Oh, Sexton's not playing anyway. Premium for premium. Done. All right, let's move on to... I don't know what the hell's going on. My computer shit itself. Let's go to Flash Score, and we've got to get the EPL up. Actually, before we do that, mate, we might as well go to the F1. The Australian Grand Prix. Source, I'm not sure if you caught any of this race.
A little bit. Didn't really sit down and watch it.
The great man didn't win.
Yeah, I know his engine caught on fire. I seen that part. I did see that part, and I was just just shaking my head. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a different winner today." I couldn't believe it. I was actually look. I shouldn't say
You laughed. I was
a little bit like, "Oh, there's gonna be someone different winning today." Oh, that's good. That's good for a change. That's what I was thinking.
It is definitely good for a change. Yeah, obviously don't want to see it on those circumstances, but it is what it is. We had Carlos Sainz in first, Leclerc second, so the double for Ferrari, hence why I've got the jacket on. Norris and Piastri third and fourth. There was a bit of a pass there, mate. Norris passed Piastri. I don't think a lot of people were happy in the home race, mate, having the Aussie passed by team orders. Perez in fifth, Alonso sixth, Stroll seventh, Tsunoda eighth, Hulkenberg ninth, Magnussen 10, Danny Rick in 12th. DNFs, George Russell smashed his car, Lewis Hamilton, and Max Verstappen. So I had family over Source on Sunday, race day, and we had the race ready to go. Like, they're doing the formation lap. And obviously everyone knows that we're into it. We cover it on the podcast. Who's your tip? They said to me on the formation lap. And I said to them, Max Verstappen wins by 20 seconds. I said, the only way he does not win today is if his engine blows up or his car catches on fire. 3 laps in, both of those things happened. And everyone was like, they looked at me. I said, mate, It's not like I scripted it. I'm just telling you, it's the only way this guy can't win. You need to retire the car. If you got him to get out of that car and jump in another car, he probably wins. Like, that's it. So, anyway, he's done and dusted, and the next Grand Prix is in 2 weeks' time. The Japanese Grand Prix. And it's a 3 p.m. start for that one, too. So, another great time.
Look, it was good for...
It was a great race.
You know, obviously Ferrari getting a win. Lygon Street was pumping. It was absolutely full of people down there. What was once the Little Italy of Melbourne, it's now just a mixed bag. Not a bad thing, but it would have been good to keep it.
It would have been good.
Origins. It would, mate. I said, you don't see an Italian restaurant opening up on Little Burke Street on Chinatown, do you?
No, correct. That's a fair shout.
All right. So, regardless, it was good atmosphere, and the city was pumping. I mean, there was people everywhere, and just I don't think we understand, Domo, like you and I, because we've lived in Melbourne all our lives, and we've been to probably a number of Grand Prix as well. Maybe we take it for granted, but the amount of people that fly in from interstate for the Grand Prix is unbelievable.
Oh no, it's massive. It's massive.
Unbelievable. So
and the significance of this horse, wherever it is on my top, this horse here, the significance of this in Formula One, in terms of converting into wins, is massive for the sport. I'm telling, I don't think people understand, Source. Like, I know we got Mercedes win and Red Bull wins, but if Ferrari ever was to get back on top, the amount of eyeballs that would come back into the sport would be astronomical. Unbelievable. Seriously, it'd be ridiculous. If they actually win a world championship, far out. Like, you win a Ferrari, you're literally, your legacy set in stone, mate. Even if you won one world championship, people in a Ferrari, people will remember that forever. Forever, man. They don't care. That's the most important thing. So, great win for them. Make F1 competitive again, says James. Well, they tried that 2 years ago, but then Red Bull took over. So, Ferrari are back, baby, for one race, Magda. For one race. Rad Ripper's on IG. How you going, brother? Good to see see your comments. Hope you're going well. That's it.
It was out in Japan watching the Dodgers.
Oh, really?
It was an interesting experience. Looked like fun. So I'm sure he looked like he had a good time out there. Got interviewed on TV, I believe, and met a couple of Dodgers greats. That would be an experience, wouldn't it? That was like me when I flew to Singapore to watch Arsenal in the preseason matches. That was pretty fun.
Very nice. That's awesome. Well, I'm rad. That's good. Where does Signs go next year? Oh, Mercedes is the only. Well, Mercedes has an open seat. It's vacant, but then what's-it-called? It's Perez potentially could get booted. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, couldn't tell you. We'll know more mid-season what's going to happen there. All right, over to the EPL. Games coming up this week. Newcastle, West Ham, Bournemouth, Everton, Chelsea, Burnley, Nottingham, Crystal Palace, Sheffield, Fulham, Tottenham, Luton, Aston Villa, Wolves, Brentford, Man United, Liverpool, Brighton, Man City, Arsenal. That is Tuesday morning, 2:30 a.m. We're definitely going to get up for that one. And then that's it. That's the biggest game of the week, mate. And that could pretty much decide a title, that game.
Monday morning.
Mark it in your calendars. 2:30.
I'll be up.
So I'll see you be up. There'll be no snoozing sauce, I'll tell you that much. There'll be screaming sauce, if anything.
I might even have I'll probably have a strategic nap. Probably sneaky hour and a half nap before the game.
Get the
ready.
cafe, mate. Get the cafe. You'll be fine.
No, I got to go to work the next day. You know what I mean? At least be somewhat functional.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Break up the sleep 2 hours, then you watch the game for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Go back to sleep for 4 hours. You'll be right.
Yeah, that's right.
Or maybe not 4 hours. Go back to sleep for about 3 hours and then get up.
I like it. Perfect. That's it for the Prem. Have a frappe, says Magda. Put the sugar in with the coffee, mate. That you'll be flying. Absolutely flying. Last bit before we do move on. The GM of football, Kylian Mbappe, is set to make his decision before June, leading into the Euros. So don't forget, ladies and gents, we have the Euros coming up in a month and a half's time. And Saucy
coverage will have you covered. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I know. And I see you there. Your brain's ticking with your bets. The way you went with the World Cup and your prospectus that you gave out before the World Cup, and you pretty much nailed it.
Nailed it.
I think you got to.
Yeah, I'll be looking into it, but I don't, Doma. This is the number one rule. I do not make any predictions or anything until I know the final squads that have been named for all the nations.
Yeah, correct.
Once that's been named and I know the injuries and all that sort of stuff, that's when the write-up will be done. There will be a write-up, ladies and gentlemen, like I did with the World Cup, and I sent it out to a few people. I didn't really send it to many people, double coverage, but I'll give it to the fam. I'll let the people know.
We'll put it in the link tree. We'll actually publish it.
We'll publish it. There'll be a document. I'll do a write-up. My one on the World Cup took me about 2.5 hours to complete. So, there is a bit of work that goes into it.
You picked the winner. You picked people that were going to come out of the group stages. You were all over it. So you did a good job. Magda says Socceroos versus Lebanon tonight. Let's get
I think it just kicked off. I believe. 7:45 kick off. I think so.
Socceroos. I'll type this in. Yeah. 7:45. So just started. We've got the teams. Surely Aziz. They picked Aziz, I hope.
Nah, I know he wasn't in there.
You're not picking Aziz. Oh, come on, man. He plays with the GOAT. You got to pick Aziz. It's June. June? I think the finals in July. So get ready, mate. It's going to be... I love it. Is Italy in it? We're the current champs, mate. We're the current champs. Win the Euro, won't qualify for the World Cup. Even if it was 180 teams in the comp, you still wouldn't qualify. Jorginho missed another penalty. I'm still dirty on him to this day. Anyway, Sauce, over to you, UFC.
Yes, Toma. So UFC over the weekend, there was a big fight night, and before we roll into that, what we will do is let you know that with the Roll Clean soap.
No, we can't.
We can't,
unfortunately. I don't know if you've heard the bad news that unfortunately they're going to have to shut down production.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Sad day.
It is very, very, very sad, unfortunately, for Maddie and the crew at Roll Clean and Kat. Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah. So the Bliss...
Bad communication, Doma. You didn't tell me that.
It's my bad. It was on IG. I should have sent it to you. I forgot to. What's the Bliss? I'll find the what's it called here. Because Kat's still making soaps.
Yep. Head over there. I think the website's still open, Dom. I think they've still got a little bit of stock left. So just head over there, ladies and gentlemen. Buy out the remaining of the stock. I believe there's a reason for why they've shut. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Once we find out what I mean, I guess.
So ingredient cost increase has been the downfall of it, unfortunately.
Inflation has...
Banksia Bliss is Kat's other company. So definitely give them a follow. Banksia Bliss. So they're making soaps and stuff. It's just in a different space, not in MMA.
Yeah.
Bloody boiling in this bloody thing now. But Banksia, please. So
All
that's
right.
unfortunate. We do love you dearly. All right.
Thank
as
you very
know.
much, Roll
Thank
Clean
you
and
for the
being
support.
down there for everything that you've supported us with over the many shows that you've been on the front of the UFC segment. But that will be the last one, unfortunately.
So, you know what? Chuck the code up. Chuck the code up. Get there. Stock take. Get in there if there's any stock left.
Yeah,
and
just
help them
head
out.
over to rollclean.com.au and buy out the rest of the stock, ladies and gentlemen. Support Kat, small business owner here in Adelaide.
Definitely.
Yes. All right. Dom Fight Night over the weekend. I'll just run off the few winners and losers. I did see a couple of these fights, so I'll go from the main card. You had Luis Pajejo with a submission defeat from Fernando Padilla in the first round. That was clean. Padilla was absolutely all over him. He looks an absolute fighter in the featherweight division, so look out for him. I like the way he went about it. I like the way he went about it. He was absolutely piecing him up before he got the submission as well. So it wasn't like it was just got him straight to the ground and ended up getting the sub. It was absolutely piecing him up. And then, in the featherweight division, Yusuf Zalal with the submission over Billy Quintillo. And then this guy here. Watch out for this guy here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is what I'm telling you right now, right? This is what I said when we started the show. I said, hey, watch out for this guy, Sugar Sean. He's going to be unbelievable. This is another guy, I'm telling you, he got talent. Peyton Talbot, bantamweight division. I'll say it again. Peyton Talbot, right? He's from the States. He looks unbelievable. He's striking, the way he moves. He's just got class about him. Credit to Cameron Saman, the South African, who ended up getting KO'd in the second round. Fight got stopped. How he was still standing after round one. How he got through round one, I have no idea. He's got concrete in his head, so he's an absolute goer himself. He does need to change his fighting style. He's going to win a few more fights in the I mean, I shouldn't say that because he was undefeated when he came into this fight against Peyton Talbot, and so was Talbot, but you can just see there's another level there from Talbot. So watch out for him. I think, in the bantamweight division, he'll be an up-and-comer over the next few years, and I could see him potentially maybe being a champion. Should, he keep training and expanding on the skills from what I've seen. And then in the middleweight division, you had Edmund Shabazian defeating AJ Dobson in the first round KO. Bro, this was a crazy fight, Dom. Like, Shabazian was getting absolutely pummeled. Dobson was all over him. And it was just one of those weird switches in around. Dobson got a bit overzealous. He thought he had Shabazian running in, rushing in. And, when they hit them, they rock them. But the smart ones, they go in measured. They don't go in with the rush of blood, because what happens, ends up being a back and forth. And Shabazian laid one on him and it rocked him, and then it just turned the whole fight on its head. And in the end, a few minutes like a minute later, Dobson's on the back foot, and Edmund Shabazian is absolutely all over him. He ends up getting the stoppage in the first round. So it was a good win for him, and it was a great. It only went for a round, Dom, 4 minutes and 33 seconds. But let me tell you, it was the most action-packed 4 minutes and 33 seconds I've ever seen. Carl Williams defeats Justin Tafa. It goes the distance. I did say someone will get knocked out, which is very surprising with these two guys in there that no one got knocked out, but he gets the win over Justin Tafa. And then in the main event, Rose Thug Namajunas gets the win over Amanda Ribas with a decision over the 5 rounds. So that was the whole card, how it played out. This weekend, there is a card. It is UFC Fight Night. Kicks off from, I think, 1 p.m., the main card, and it's headlined by Erin Blanchfield and Manut Fiorot, number 2 and number 3 in the women's flyweight division. And then the co-main event, Vincente Luca against Jalkin Buckley. If you don't follow Jalkin Buckley on Instagram, make sure you follow him because he's very, very funny. But should be a good fight night. There's some actually good fights on this now that I'm going through and having a look. So, yeah, another good fight night on this weekend, kicking off from 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Or Eastern Standard Time, I think, might be over the daylight time. When does it end? No, next week, the following week. 2 weeks.
Easter Sunday it ends, doesn't it? Oh, no, it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Just a quick update. Socceroo scored 2 minutes in, so we're 1-0 up. So
Oh,
in that
Lebanon's
one against
absolutely
it.
shocking.
And
Sorry if there's any
and
Lebanese listeners.
and I heard that Luis Suarez fought over the weekend in the UFC. You see the bite?
Oh, yes, I did see the bite. Yes.
The bite,
Yes.
mate.
And what can I just Oh.
Did you see what he did? He got a
Yeah, he got a
tattoo.
tattoo.
He bit him. How is
Man,
that
I'm trying to
changing?
find it.
Oh, unbelievable. Anyway, there was a biting incident in one of the
It's pretty bad.
fights.
It's pretty bad. Let me show it.
It's
Let me show it,
shocking.
ladies and gents. I've just searched the
Sorry
Google.
for listeners, audio listeners, but this is
Look at that.
oh man, it's so deep.
It's so deep, and this is the tattoo we got. Hang on, let's see if there's a better one of the tattoo there. There we go. That's the tattoo. And
Did he
Dana
say
White actually,
the bite bonus?
yeah, and he got I fucking got a bite bonus or something. And he gave him $50,000. Did Dana White for being bit? But the other guy's a lemon because he actually now he got kicked out of the UFC and lost his contract. So the guy who bit him, I don't know his name, and I'm not going to shout him out but the guy who actually did the biting, you sir are a lemon.
I can't believe he did that. It's funny, but it's dumb.
Lost your contract with the UFC because you bit someone.
Yes.
Come on, Dom.
Yeah.
That's like you walking into your job and biting. Say if you've got a superior, or not even, you just bite one of your colleagues, right? And then they sack you, and they go, "Why'd you get sacked?" "Oh, I bit my colleague." You're a lemon.
Yeah, it's fair. That's a fair shout. That is a fair shout. All right, so let's get to hobby talk. It's going to be another quick one, but we do want to cover a product. We spoke about the Euros briefly, and we've got Topps Finest Road to UEFA Euro 2024. Here it is. Let's have a bit of a look. There's Gabby. There's obviously all the variants, as you can see. Base autos are in there. There's a Haaland auto. Other inserts, debutants. The man. Look at this card source. Zlatan, the man. It's a nice card. Prize Footballer Fusions and Giants of Europe's the product short print inserts. Finest dual autos. There's a Haaland and Ronaldo dual auto. Cards per pack 5, packs per box in the hobby is 12, 2 6-pack mini boxes per case 8. Set size is 100 cards, and the release date is the 22nd of March. So you can get it now. What to expect: 2 autos, 1 Euro Masters, 2 finest debutants, and 4 prize footballers. I think what we want to look at is the autos. I think that's safe to say. That's a nice one there for turkey sauce. Aragula. Very nice. Gapco Ronaldo is in the product. Haaland in the product. Musiala. Hoyland. Makoko, Euromasters, autographs. You can get Shearer, David Seaman, Totti,
How many
Zinedine
Makoko orders
Zidane.
do these guys have, man?
Oh, the Euromasters autos is just 101 Superfractors. That's pretty good. Finest debutants. Finest dual autos. Haaland Ronaldo, Henrik Larsson, Patrick Kluivert, Lothar Matthaus, and Matthias Sammer, Buffon and Schmeichel, Vidic and John Terry. So let's be honest, the best one is that bad boy right there. Haaland and Ronaldo. That's what you want to hit. The 4-man autographs checklist. Benzema, Bruno Fernandes, Odegaard, and Rafael Leao. Prize footballers: Griezmann, Gakpo, Ronaldo, Haaland, Kane, Musiala, Modric, Mudryk, Pedri, and Lewandowski. Prize footballers: Fusion, Rose Gold, Gold Variations. Griezmann, Ronaldo, Harry Kane, De Bruyne, and Luka Modric. So there's some good orders you can get in this product for sure. I'm not sure Ronaldo's signing his cards. He's getting the Saudi oil money. I don't think so either. It's all stickers, mate. It's autos that they collected 10 years ago.
Over the years, yeah, I reckon. When they could have went forward to, yeah.
Well, that's it. That's all I've got for hobby talk. I do have an update on something. So do we have any idea what's going on with the hobby hangout?
Yeah, I believe there is a show.
Is there rumblings?
Yeah, there is.
I've heard that I've heard personally one show this year. You're not getting two.
You're not getting two.
I heard one. And it's around mid-year, I heard.
I can confirm that for you right now.
Here he goes.
Ladies and gentlemen. Let me just log into the emails.
While Source is doing that, other news, which is good. Our good friend Matty Cams, obviously a long-time listener and follower of Double Coverage, has purchased a box. Well, he's purchased a couple boxes, I think, of Topps Cricket, which we covered on this show about a month ago. He's kind enough to be giving us one of his boxes to break for him on the show so we can have a look at the product Source. Live.
Better watch out, Matty. We got fast hands, mate. Don't worry about that. We got fast hands. We'll do the old switcheroo like they do on Whatnot,
mate. There you go. You might hit a Nick Claxton coaster. That's a coaster insert, that one.
Oh.
Yeah, so that 2 to 3 weeks, Matty said potentially we could be
that'll be fun.
Ripping one of
that'll
those,
be fun.
which would be awesome.
Cool
so thank you so much for that. Yeah, 100%. Thanks so much.
On the hobby hangout front, Doma, 16th of June, Sunday the 16th of June in Sydney, and Sunday the 30th of June in Melbourne. It's confirmed, right? That is confirmed. So no tickets or anything, no official announcement, but that's just the inside word, ladies and gentlemen, of Hobby Hangout. On another note, Doma, I did see, and I just want to get this date correct. So let me just open this up, and I will. I'm always across it for the Double Coverage fam. There we go. 28th of April, Melbourne Card Fair, at the same place where it's held in North Melbourne. So that is the 28th, Sunday, the 28th of April. And then on another note, there is also there is the Slabbed Card Fair, which is a new show, which is up, first one running. It will be, I believe, on the 14th of July. That's a Sunday, and that one is held in Diamond Creek. So you can actually, if you have Instagram, I would suggest to follow their Instagram. I'm not sure if they've got a Facebook page, but I follow them on Instagram, Slabbed Card Fair. There we go. They're worded to have the Wizard Warwick Kappa and Spider Everett coming through. The old cappuccino. Maybe double coverage can get him on the roaming mic. Who knows?
Cappuccino.
He doesn't mind standing in front of the mic. So yeah, check them out. Slab Card Fair. They're saying up to 70 dealers already confirmed. So
wow,
I don't know if that's is that up to 70 dealers or is that 70 dealers confirmed? I don't know. What we will do is probably a month out from the show. We will find out a bit more information. Maybe we'll get in touch with the organizer. Maybe we can get them on the show like we've done in the past with people who have started to run shows. We want to try to promote the space as much as possible, but we want people that are also, if they're going to do things well, obviously giving it a red hot crack and not doing like old mate out in Cranbourne. Opened one, it went pretty good. And didn't really do very good with the second one, and then he's nowhere to be found. And I don't think he's running another show. So, it's if you're going to try build your show, you got to try build a schedule around it. Learn off what other people can do, learn off what you have done in the past and your upcoming shows. So yeah, I think it's definitely something to look at. That sled card fair. I do know. Oh, here we go. Actually, it makes a little bit more sense. So I think maybe it might be the same bloke who runs the Melbourne Comic and Toy Fair that was run.
Okay, nice.
That gets run. So it actually might be done quite well, considering that event runs pretty well.
That's
so
really
that's actually
really well.
promising. So we might be able to even try tee up with whoever organises this and maybe get them on the show. One Hobby Talk just to come on and have a chat.
And the last one too, it's TBA at the moment, but TriCon is definitely happening again this year. So we'll keep you posted on that as information comes.
It is happening. I think the dates have already been released, Doma.
Have they?
Yeah, because they've sold tickets and stuff. So to sell tickets, you got to let people know, what's going on.
That still goes down as one of the greatest roaming sources of all time, in my opinion. You would just roam around, and then the best is when you spoke to the guy that created the game. What was it? I've gone blank. The TCG game.
Was it Grand Archive? Was that the one?
Yeah, Grand Archive. He was there, and you're just like, oh, yeah, so what can you tell us? And he's like, oh, I created the game. And you just go, oh, okay, well, we're here with the creator of the game. It's so funny. And then you bumped into the cosplay chick, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, man, it's honestly one of the greatest roaming sources of all time.
So, confirmed, Domo, here, and I can give the dates to you, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? We won't even, let's not fuck around here. Let's go straight into it. TriCon 2024 Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, 17th and 18th of August. Get around it. Yeah, get around this event because the organisers around the event, they're throwing on a 2-day event. So it's big, it's grand. The stuff that they try to achieve, bringing out obviously,
artists,
the artists of other, not just the artists of Pokemon cards, but also other artists of other TCGs and stuff. So it's cool to see. I do think there is tickets available. I'll click here straight. Live TriCon. More information coming soon. Get your early pre-sale tickets. Boom. We'll click on that. Can we get some? VIP lot number 3. $810. What does that get you? $810 ticket. $200 from every ticket goes to Kids Helpline. So there's that.
Nice.
You get
that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Admission Saturday and Sunday. 4 times express walkthrough on featured artist signing. That's pretty good. You get an express line, unrestricted access and dedicated VVIP signing for guest artists. 10% off Tri Collector Trading Card Store booth. Discount on autograph grading via PSA or BGS after the event concludes via Tri Grading. Exclusive Tri Con 2024 promo card. Exclusive Tri Con VVIP lanyard and pass. TriCon 2024 show bag and priority selection to enter event tournaments and register for free. There's a lot you get in this. So check it out. That's the early. That's just the VIP ones. I don't think
GA hasn't come out yet.
The GA, it's only the VIP ones, which is understandable. Anyone who's very that keen. And look, you don't know if they do somehow to get Ashita down here, and you've got the the Charizard for him to get him to sign. It's worth it paying for the VIP because you could potentially, if you wanted to, sell the Charizard, pays for your whole ticket. Should you get him to sign it, 100%. Maybe buy 2 so you can get 2 signed. But
so if you're into TCG, anime, all that that side of the hobby, that's a great event as well for you to head on into. For sure. Magda.
Yes, definitely an idea. Magda, the Hobby Hangout needs to have local NBA or AFL athletes show up, sign some merchandise. Yes, it'd be great. Yeah, it would be good. And, you would think after the success they've had and the what they've seen this space is about, that they could elevate their game to another level and add more strings to their bow. But it doesn't seem to be going that way. It's still good to have the show. But it could be bigger, grander, and that's why you got to support the TriCon and what they're doing, because they are doing it big and grand. And I feel like, something could be done. Yeah, and maybe Tricon becomes that. Maybe that is what Tricon becomes. They're not saying, when they say Tricon, it's not even saying that they're 100% it's TCG and everything, even though it is more predominantly TCG. There were people there, selling some other, some sports cards and things like that. There was a few stalls that did have it. But it is directed more towards the TCG community. So I'm not going to say, if you're a sports lover, come to Tricon, because it's probably going to be a letdown for you. But other than that, I feel like they can probably go bigger and better than last year. So we'll see how they go. Just be in the loop, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you follow Tra Collective. They post everything there, and obviously that's the website there.
Select was at a hobby hangout, weren't they? 1 year.
1 year they were at Hobby Hangout.
Yeah, the first one they were there.
They were
there. They've done their due diligence. Don't worry. It'd be nice to have them back, of course. That's it from me, Sauce. If you have anything else,
that is all, mate.
Done and dusted. Another week gone. Thanks once again, everyone, for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It's double coverage, and peace out.
Peace. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking Old Spots. Double curve.